Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Eve, this is Everyday Artist, and welcome. And this is Rogue. Say hi, Rogue. Rogue and Hank will be leaving soon. Hank is in here too, and they're feeling a little trapped. So I'm going to pause this while I let them out. Well, I tried to let them out, and they don't want to go. So I left the door open. We'll see how that works out. So I have a tiny bit of crochet, and then a big pile of cross stitch, which I will explain. So the first crochet I want to show you is Sassy Wolf Crochet, and I was working on this. And I have the base part of it, and I have this little piece right here, and I'm supposed to crochet little white circles to go on that and put white lines, and then this goes inside the main part of here. I know there's long strings everywhere there for sewing things down, but then I'm supposed to crochet black eyes. Well, we know on the last ones I used black buttons, so I think I'm going to use the black buttons, but I was thinking about using some gray buttons that I have that'll look white on this instead of the 3 white circles. But they'll turn out a little more gray than the white lines. So I may go ahead and crochet those white circles, but I haven't done it yet. And then my blanket, I did have started another crochet, but it's just a ring. It's nothing exciting. So my blanket, which I have to say I'm falling in love with this blanket so much. So I finished my snowmen, and they all have little hats. And now I'm starting to put on what's going to be bells. So this is getting quite long, and I'm so excited. I love it so much. You know, I thought and I thought and I thought, and I'm like, do I really want to start this blanket? And I was just so jealous of people working on it, is I guess the best, which is why I call it my FOMO blanket. But there's a summer one that they did, and I really love that, the colors of that one. Not that we would be using a blanket in the summer here, although sometimes the air conditioning does get a little cold, so I suppose we could. I keep it in this bag that I made. It's a Missouri Star Quilt Company design. It's got a little pocket inside, and it's got a zipper closure and stuff. I can't close it anymore, but I keep it in that. Anyway, that's my crochet for this week, which is considerable considering the fact that I'm generally so tired at the end of the day from moving stuff that like yesterday I got home from driving around in town to go pick up stuff from the storage unit and just stuff like that, that I just couldn't function when I got back, because it's a good I had to go pick up this tablet that I'm speaking on from my sister's house, which is over 40 minutes away, and then I drove to the storage unit, which was another half hour, and then home, which was another half hour to 40 minutes. And all of that is in unbelievable traffic. So, yeah. So I have been diligently working on, although not as much as I would like, We Do Geek by CrazzyStitch. And I haven't gotten much further than you saw last week. I'm on the word away. Galaxies far, far. Oh. Right now it says, oh. But it's coming along. Will it be ready for Christmas? No. But it'll be further along. And I can just keep working on it. Now, I forgot to show last week, I did do my new start for October hands-on design Blackberry. I was so tired at this day that this is all I got. That was it. And I'm missing a couple of threads. I keep them in the bag here. I'm missing a couple of threads, and I was like, I'm too tired to even go look for them. And then a new start for this month is Sea Turtle by, it's a group of 6 designs. Here they are. And I did one so far. This is by Vi Cross Stitch. And the one, I think I might have showed it to you, the one I completed before. Was like this. Oops. So I want to do all of them in these colors. So I have all the colors here in this bag. And I started that one. It's not a huge start, but it's a start. So I started in this corner. Sorry, in this corner. So I figure I'll get some of this chain done and then the inside and then go around and finish the chain at some point. I won't be working on this one to try to finish it in a month. Not this time, but I do want to finish it. I love the way those colors look together. This is a much bigger piece, so I might have to buy more. And one of them is a fancy floss, so it might it might look a little bit different. So one of the pieces I'm supposed to concentrate on for this month is, oh wait, let me talk about last month first. I'm supposed to concentrate on Holly Jolly Christmas, and I'm working on this. I finished both of these, and I FFO'd only one. And I may or may not FFO the other one before Christmas. We'll see. I want to find the one I did so that I make it similar. Maybe it's okay that they're different. Anyway, this is where I am. Now, I got the A and most the S before I realized that the T, the M, the A, and the S were one stitch missing down here. So I had to frog the S and the A because there's no way to fix it. But I went ahead and just fixed the bottom part on these 3 things here, and then I was working on the A. And then it went in timeout because I was like, I'm done with this for right now. It wasn't its fault. It was mine. But, you know. This month, what I'm supposed to be concentrating on is Christmas Lantern by Twin Peak Primitives. And I've already been working on it a little bit, but just the white, I don't remember which side, maybe this side, because I'm lost. I had this in Pattern Keeper, and the tablet died, and so I tried to put it back in Pattern Keeper, and I was like, okay, I need to put in my progress and figure out where I am. And it highlights the color. So here's the symbol for the color, here's the highlight. And that happens to be on top of another color. It was so confusing. I was like, I can't. So I may use it just to put the pattern up where I could see it rather than try to highlight the colors because it's too confusing. But I'm going to have to check the pattern. I have a physical pattern printed out so I can do that. And I've gotten quite a bit done. I think I was working on the berries, trying to get the berries in. But I don't know. I would get a lot more done if I could figure out what I was doing before. And then Under the Sea temperature chart, designed by myself for Three Sisters Creative. And I finished October, and I'm trying to work on this. Now it's going to look a little different than what you see here because I've changed it. But this is where I am. I want to try to keep going with the October all the way through November, and when I get to December, I'm hoping that just the December part of underneath is lacking. I want to replace the AI version with the real version as soon as possible, but that won't be till after December. So although I do have the new version up on the website, so if anybody's considering buying it, it's ready. Now on Stitching Mommy, I heard about this thing called Flosstube Frenzy, and she said it's pretty detailed. Watching floss tubes, you pick floss tubes that you watch, and if they have a new start or whatever, you do this or you do that. And I decided to do it like Stitching Mommy's doing, a little more simple, because I already have Whip Go, I already have the two pieces that I'm concentrating on for the month, and I have worked on my Whip Go board for next year. I'm going to refine it with some stuff, but so the original was on Alchemist Stitcher. And as I said, I saw this on Stitching Mommy, and I thought, yeah, sounds like fun. So I'm either going to do half an hour or 2 lengths of thread on these. For Stitching Mommy, I didn't bring it in here. Here's a picture, Snowman Snuggles, and my progress right now. Because she does a lot of full coverage, and that's the only full coverage piece I have, really. So then with Stitching with the Housewives, which there's already been one on November 1st, so every time you see it come up, I picked Stitching with the Housewives. And with Stitching with the Housewives, I'm going to do And to All a Good Night, which I didn't work on at all last year. I don't know why I didn't put it on my plan for last year, but I didn't. And this is where I am so far, and I've already, it was right here, and I already did this from Saturday's Flosstube. And that was half an hour because there was quite a bit of counting. This is going to be another reindeer right there. That's what that is, and I'm working on Snowflake. And then on the running stitcher, I'm going to work on Silent Night. I tried to pick some that post a video about once a week. I'm going to work on Silent Night. Also Stitching with the Housewives. Also one I did not work on at all last year. I don't even know why I didn't. put something behind this. The light is coming right through it. This is my progress. I kind of don't want to put the village underneath. Silent Night and Santa Claus, I don't know. But my siblings are saying, yes, put it. And I may. And I did work on, no, I haven't worked on this one, just on that other one. And then with Just Keep Stitching, and they posted one yesterday, I'm going to work on Americana Blues. I'm going to try to work on this one more than just with that. Sorry, Hank is trying to knock down like. So I don't know if you saw it before, but I did finish the thread that I had started, and I started a new thread. And then by that time it was half an hour, and I said, okay, I'm done for today. I was, as I mentioned, I was really tired yesterday. I couldn't function for a while. Now, when Helen D posts a floss tube, and her floss tubes are not every week, they're about every 2 weeks. I'm going to work on this big berry, There's a Hair in My Garden, because the first time I did berries was from Helen D's challenge of the seasonal berries by Erica Michaels. I started this too low, so it goes off the edge of the paper, so it's a little weird. And I thought, oh, maybe I can fix it by doing this or doing that. And I'll think about it, maybe. And then Lost Our Needles. I'm going to do Christmas, and this Christmas one, and they posted one. I haven't done this because it's going to be a new start. They may have posted it on October 30th or 31st. I don't know. I'm going to start this. I'm not going to do the full coverage way, though. I have white fabric. I'm just going to stitch the colored pieces. And I'm not going to finish it on these blocks for 2 reasons. I don't have a drill, and because I don't know. So I may do it similar but different. I like the little hands, though, and you can only really get that look with the blocks. And then I picked Fridays with Frank, and if you don't know who that is a Pinal County deputy, and we now live in Pinal County, but I was watching him long before that, and it's always funny, it's always a good time, and he posts every Friday. Not a stitcher. Although he's retiring soon, so maybe he's retired already. I don't know. I don't think they posted a video last week. But they're posting lots of stuff from the sheriff's department, so when I see one, I'll do a small. And I'm starting with this one. A Tiny Modernist Cute Crocodile. This is where I am so far. Now, when I finish with this one, I'll pick another small. And I'm hoping to do this throughout the year of 2026, starting November 1st. So, that is my cross stitch. For WIPGO and my plans this month, I don't know that I talked about them. I may have, but I know now that the WIPGO numbers were called for November. We also have December, and I thought about showing you all of December's and all that, and I said, you know what? No, I'm just going to go ahead and wait until the end of November like I would anyway. Either the end of November or the very first week of January, I'm going to show you all of the things that I'm going to be working on for 2026 with my WhipGo and my whips. And it's going to be more or less a whip parade, but I'm going to wait and do that in January. I think traditionally I do something similar in January. I don't do mid-year whip parades just because I'm not organized enough. Basically on my WhipGo, all the starts that I had, if I didn't finish it, not all of them, but 99% of them, I'm going to have 5 days on them. And then there's also be, Hank, there's also going to be a new start. But I still have several that I picked as I'm going to concentrate on that. Now, that's a lot because there's going to be 2 WhipGos, so that's 10 days taking care of their 2 new starts, and then what I'm going to concentrate on for the rest of the month. I'm going to try in 2026 not to have tons of new starts like I did this year. This year, I was going to go, oh, it's 25 and 25. If I put 1 new start in each box, that'll be 25 because I used the middle box. Yeah, I started a lot more than that. So my aim is, by doing this Flosstube Frenzy, is to try to get some of my whips done or progress on them enough that I feel like I can just go ahead and work on it and have it finished. So anyway, this Flosstube Frenzy, the way I'm doing it, I don't, it's not the way that she envisioned it, but it sounds like a fun way to pick whips that you have that are languishing. And I did put Until a Good Night and Silent Night on my Concentrate On whips. Again, Hank. Anyway, thank you for listening, and sorry about how scattered and disjointed this is. I would show you all of the smalls that I plan on working on with that, but that would be too many. Anyway, happy stitching. Thanks for listening. Bye.